Hey everybody, welcome back to our podcast, the Live Life Off Leash podcast. I'm Alex and I'm here with
Joey.
So today we're going to be talking about money mindset. And for those of you that are wondering what is money mindset is basically just how you think about money. You think about money as a bad thing, you think about it as a good thing. Do you think you're greedy for wanting it? Do you think people that have it are greedy? These are all different things. There's a lot of stereotypes about money.
A lot of times you might not even realize that you have any money mindsets. A lot of these things got ingrained in us when we were kids.
Yeah. So it's everything from money doesn't grow on trees. Money's the root of all evil.
Money's dirty.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and the way you think about money actually can kind of create these mental blocks, and you might not even realize it. I know a lot of people that, and this is mainly what we're going to be talking about today. The more money they make, the more money they end up spending because they, for some reason, they either think that they're not going to have it or they don't deserve it, and these can be subconscious too. It's really interesting, and I mean, Joey and I even have some of these mental money blocks.
Yeah, we were definitely guilty of that. Like, oh, we got another $500. Now I can go and buy the things that I've been wanting instead of doing something smart with it.
Yeah, investing or mainly thinking about like, oh, that extra $500, if I invested that correctly, that could turn into $5,000. But we're mainly thinking about like, oh, let's go up north and have a getaway for the weekend. We just get a $500 bonus or $1,000 bonus, whatever it is. Oh, we've been working hard. We deserve it. Yeah, those are all things we've said to ourselves. So, but since it is September 1st, we are starting a challenge. Now, we have done this a couple of different times, and we want to share this challenge with you. You can do this anytime. I really think it works best if you start at the beginning of the month, but you can start at any time. So what the challenge is it's a tracking money exercise. And I know a lot of people already they balance a checkbook or they use different apps. But with the tracking, this challenge, this exercise, it's even difficult for me, but it's well worth doing. Is you'll have a pad of paper and a pen, and everything you buy in a single month, you have to write down.
Yeah. So the ways that I usually organize it is I'll have a date, and then the next category is, what was it? Was it?
Yeah, we can break it down into
store. Was it Target? And then what did you buy there at Target? Was it clothes? And then how much was it? And so you kind of break it down. And then, for the next is you buy 3 things that day. And then you have another date. And then everything that you spent for that entire day.
Yeah. Did you spend $45 at a restaurant? Did you buy $100 worth of groceries? Writing all these down. And I mean, being very detailed on exactly what you bought. So if you go to the gas station and you spent $40, you put $30 in your tank and you bought $10 in snacks, you should be writing down $30 in gas, $10 in snacks. Snacks.
I like to snack. I'm a total snacker.
Yeah, you're a munch machine.
Yeah.
So this is actually a really important exercise though, because a lot of people end up thinking that like I need to make more money, and that's in our business and stuff. Everybody usually joins to make more money, which probably is true, but you also need to know what you're currently spending your money on. So this exercise helps break that down. So we have three different categories that will put all these in once. I mean, probably about halfway through the month, we'll start doing it. But definitely at the end of the month, everything will be broken down into these 3 categories, and that's essential, small luxury, and larger luxury. So essential is going to be your utilities. You need that. Groceries, you need to eat. Rent, you need a place or rent, mortgage, whatever it is, like you need to pay that. An example of small luxury would be like going out to eat or taking a small trip up north, like we just mentioned.
Yeah. Or maybe it's something, if you have like a favorite, smoothie, or not smoothie, but protein powder that you like to use, or where it's like you don't have to have it, but it is a nice little luxury to have this nicer version of a protein powder. So that would be considered a small luxury.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's some other things. I mean, boating, going out to the bar. I mean, there's several items fall into small luxury. Basically, if you don't need it and it's not like a big thing, like a cruise or a week long vacation or a boat.
Ooh, I know. Spoiling the dogs. So, like, if you guys went to the doggy bakery because it was your dog's birthday, maybe you needed a newer harness or something that you saw, like that would, again, those would be examples of small luxuries. I mean, we're dog people.
Yeah.
Like the cats needed more toys.
Yeah.
The cats needed another scratchers.
Yeah. It's so those all fall into small luxury. So if you have any questions, feel free, you can reach out to us. But yeah, there's essential, small luxury, large luxury. And it's important to understand the difference between those three. There's a fine line between, hey, I need a vehicle to get me from point A to point B versus I need a Mercedes or I need a brand new Jeep to get me from point A to point B. So kind of discerning that, yeah, maybe, I don't have a brand new, neither one of us have a brand new Jeep, but hypothetically, if we had a brand new Jeep and it's a $400, $500, I don't even know how much they would cost a month. Is that a essential or is that a small luxury? And I don't know, and that should probably fall into large luxury, but it seems like a small luxury because you pay it every single month.
Yeah.
But again, so getting back to the tracking the money and why it's important, mainly because too, when you make more money, people end up spending more money. Like I said at the beginning. So understanding like where your money's going, if you're spending a lot on small luxury or things that you don't really need, and you start making more money, chances are you'll probably still be in those same habits, and really focusing on it. Like, so we want to kind of fix those habits sooner than later.
Yeah. So once you are aware of where you're actually spending your money, then you can kind of start to adjust. But until you actually know for a fact where your money's going, and that's why it's good to do this when you're first starting for maybe like a couple of months, because there's going to be some things that pop up that don't happen in September that might be there for say October or November. As we're getting closer to Christmas, you're actually, Christmas is probably going to have a lot more of those small and large luxury items because you're spending money on Christmas gifts, holiday get-togethers, things like that. So that's why it's really great to kind of do it for a couple of months. You don't have to do it every single month, but unless you want to, then you're like fully spot on.
Because there's definitely something about, I know we're going to get into some apps and stuff we use to help track our spending and categorize it more in depth than just the essential small luxury and large luxury. But something about handwriting it, I don't know if it's because it's tedious. I mean, I'll even find myself like, oh no, I'm not going to go get those snacks because I don't want to write down that I just spent $5.98 on a pop and some chips and a piece of jerky.
And it's really great to just like grab a notebook. I mean, you can get them literally at the dollar store, so it's not even going to cost you that much money. You probably have a half empty one laying around in your house somewhere, but just get a notebook and just get into the habit of carrying it around with you every single day. So when you're out in your car and you go and you pick up the dogs from the groomer, there you go. You got, you spent some money. You got to go and write that down, because there is something, like Alex said, with the hand to the paper that just makes it that much more ingrained and that much more aware that you're actually spending the money.
Yeah. And I know, too, there's so many like reoccurring payments, like, Netflix is a subscription, YouTube Red subscription, Spotify. I mean, and they're small. So a lot of people end up not thinking about them, but those are most definitely small luxury, those subscription type things that they just occur every single month, or maybe it's, cable or direct TV, whatever you have. Thinking about that $75 or $100 a month payment. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's not an essential. That's definitely a small luxury, and will really help kind of start changing your mindset about money and like what you're spending money on. But real quick, I do want to talk about, there's two apps. Well, Joey, you use an app and I use a different app for a different reason, but they're both really cool. So use Mint.
Yes, the app is called Mint, and I absolutely love it. I've been using it for years now, and basically what it is it's very secure. Let me tell you that first off.
Yeah,
But
the parent company of QuickBooks, it also does, it's Intuit, also has, it makes Mint or produces whatever, owns Mint. They own Mint.
yes. And so you combine all of your credit cards, your bank accounts, your investments. Maybe you have a car loan, a house loan. You can attach all of those different accounts into one app. And so you can really see from, they go through and they organize everything for you. So how much you have in investments, how much do you have in savings, how much do you have in just credit card debt, all of those things. But the thing that I really like about it is it tracks every single one of your transactions. So again, we did say you have to actually write down every single transaction. But I really love Mint because then I can go in at the end of the day and make sure, oh, did something get taken out of my bank account that I forgot about? Maybe there was a credit card payment. Maybe it was, Redbox subscription or Netflix subscription that you might not have remembered. So you can actually go through, double check yourself so that you can go on your pad of paper and actually write it down. But there are really great ways that if you wanted to save money, if you had a target of like paying off a credit card in the next, say, 4 months, it would give you how much do you have to actually pay towards that credit card to really pay that off. So it's a really good in-depth app that has a lot of resources. And the coolest thing is it's free. I love it.
Yeah, you've been using it for years. Yeah. Now, so this is an app I've recently been using, but I really like it. It's called Acorns. And with Acorn, you hook it up to your bank and it rounds your change up. So if you're somewhere and you spend $48.75, it'll round it up to $49. So, and take that 25 cents and it puts it into this like little savings account on there. And from there, you can take, they call it found money. So this found money, you can take it and easily invest it into different stocks or different ETFs, which are great. So, I mean, you can actually start experimenting a little bit with this found money with building some investments, and you don't have to do anything crazy. Like if you went to like a Dow Jones ETF, it doesn't take very much to buy in. And now like you've invested in the stock market. And now you have this found money making some money for you, or you could just use it and end up doing something fun with it as well. So I don't want anybody to think that like, hey, we're not about having fun. It definitely is. It's about just
like fun.
understanding where your money's going. And with this Acorn app, again, I've only been using it for a couple of months, but it's been really cool because I grew up. When I used to be a bartender, so I always had cash on me. So I was used to always spending cash, and then I'd take my change and I'd have a bag, and I still have a bag up in my dresser, and we have one out in the kitchen too, like a jar for loose change. But now with so much
which is everywhere.
Yeah, which is always everywhere. It falls out of my pockets.
Yes.
So
all the time. Ding dong, jingle jingle.
But now with using debit cards more often, most people don't have that change. So the cool thing about using Acorn is it allows you to now still like round that change up. And I'll say I haven't even really missed the change. So,
yeah, because a lot of what you see, like when you go and you check your bank account, you just see what that money is that's in there. That's what you see. One thing I know, which is a little bit off topic, but one thing, it's kind of on topic, off topic. But one thing that we've been doing is just putting in like a reoccurring payment almost to ourselves, where it takes a certain amount on Fridays when we get paid, and it's automatically just transfers it right into the savings account. And I don't even notice that it's gone because I'm just always checking my my checking account to see how much money's in there, or I balance my checkbook. But it's nice because we hadn't been doing that, and it's just, if it's automatically, just like if it's a bill, it just automatically comes out of my account. It just makes saving money, or that, like Alex said, that like that change that you don't even think about it, instead of it just sitting there, it's actually working for you.
Yeah. And I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things about money mindset is understanding that you can actually get money to work for you, instead of always working for money. It's a difficult transition. And I mean, even us over a couple of years of having our own businesses and things like that, it's still a difficult concept, but not impossible to learn. And once you kind of master it, you're truly can live a life off leash.
Yeah.
I think that ties this episode up perfectly.
I do have one more thing. If you are really interested in trying this, and you would really like more hands-on, we actually have a group called Live Life Off Leash. It is on Facebook, and we would love to have you come join our community, ask us questions, and really just get into the challenge. It's going to start tomorrow, or well, if you're watching this in August, it's going to be tomorrow. So September 1st, it's going to start. And we would just love to have you in the community, have you tracking your money with us and working right along with you.
So cool. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.